I need to get some rest, but I need your seed.
Why?
Well, to sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, Bo. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here. At the...
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
One
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna. What did
Chris
you think
likes
of
Cass?
I like.
What have you been?
Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
And
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my god.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. Just sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong. Sorry.
Sorry. I couldn't not laugh.
Person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack
now.
him across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the face. We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey C. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first high lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that. What's going on, Indigo Chameleon audience? It's me, your good buddy Scribe, here to remind you of the fun ways that you can interact here on Indigo Chameleon, even when we're not streaming. One, we've got an amazing Discord. Come and hang out with us. We would love to have you there. You can find some inspiration if you need it. There's memes. There's even like fun ways for you to be like the first ones to know when we're looking for players for a remote one-shot or a one-shot located here at Indigo Chameleon Studios. So please come and hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you. We also have a merch store. Yeah, it's a chance for you, the dear viewer, to help us represent the brand a little bit. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's prints, there's shower curtains. So I hear one day you will be mine, shower curtain. So yeah, thank you so much for all your support. And as always, there's always a spot here at the table for you. You are the 7th player at this spot. You can use stream points by clicking that little karma right at the bottom of your screen, right where the chat is, one of those sides. You can do that and earn stream points. Every time you tune in, you help us raid, you spread the word, donate bits. That, well, I don't know about spreading the word, it'd be hard to track that, but all of those other things will help you earn stream points that you can use to help your players when they need it the most. Thank you all so much for all your support. Indigo Connect, and hey, do you wonder? Five, four, three, two, one. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I think the audience heard that countdown. Hi. Hi. This is Indigo Chameleon, and it is Tuesday night. It is time for a little Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody that was in the chat. Hi, it's Captain Slaymore. Everybody in the chat, Dreamgirl42, this too shall pass. You got this. Ark, we love you. Enjoy your victory lap. Wolfgarin D&D, even if you're on your phone, you're here with us. Jupiter of Wits, and oh, hello. Thank you for the bits. Everybody salute the captain. Captain, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Hey, Aquabooze Bender. Wait a second.
I was paying attention. What?
Like that really handsome guy said not too long ago, we have a Discord. You should come hang out with us there because there's lots of cool people there, including all of these lovely, lovely people that you see on the screen, and lots of fun resources for you as DMs and players of this fantastic game. And Magnoth is there, which is reason enough for anyone, honestly.
Mostly, I was just waiting. I was waiting for the copy pasta, and I was just like, come on, I see you typing. Let's go.
I got there.
We also have a merch store. It's pretty great. There's like mugs and
I was ready with that.
there's also shower curtains.
Mugs.
Yeah, there's shower curtains, prints, all sorts of fun stuff, and it helps you represent your favorite channel, which is us, and it helps us keep the lights on because you're helping us. You're helping us help you. So thank you so much for that. We have a lot of good content coming up this week. Tonight is Tuesday. We don't have anything going on tomorrow night. We encourage you to watch anything that's going on in the Storytellers Union. That's our little Twitch team. So please feel free to find some cool TTRPG content. But on Thursday night, we go to the Lost Isle as we continue our journey with that group of heroes. It is a mixture of science fiction and D&D, and currently they are in the ghost dimension. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. It's mixing my love of ghost and dimensions. So join us on Thursday, won't you? Friday night, we go back to Neverland as the group is continuing their campaign against the Mother Mimic, the mother of all mimics on the island. It's like Game of Thrones, just way better. So tune in on Friday for that. For your favorite adventure set in Neverland in the times of Peter Pan and Tinkerbell and the like. Nothing on Saturday, but on Sunday, we have a monthly campaign that we like to kick off called Pen and Paper, which is essentially the Curse of Strahd. But I get to play. I'm very excited. And Big Mike, who's in our Thursday night show, is the DM for that one. So come and hang out with us as we watch Curse of Strahd this Sunday. And then we're doing something kind of different. You good, dear, happy followers and everyone that has spread the word, you have been very kind to us. And throughout the past couple of days, we hit a milestone. We hit 1,000 followers. So the following week is going to be a week O gaming and a week O giveaways. We have lots of games. Stay tuned to the Discord for a recruitment post for that. But we're giving away this special bad boy right here. During every stream, the 1K Indigo Chameleon limited edition gold coin. No, keep it up on the camera.
Oh, wait.
That's what they want to see. We just had these minted and brought back to us.
Minted, but you know.
Yeah, they're minted. I spritzed them. I spritzed them with mint.
You put mint on them?
Yeah. So we're actually, you got to tune in for the stream, but we'll be doing giveaways for those bad boys all throughout the week, and they smell of spearmint. They may not actually smell like spearmint. Yeah. So.
No, but I made them. Jorvik made those. They smell of
I'll
spearmint.
put them in a bag of like peppermints or something like that, and they'll smell faintly of mint.
So the game that we're going to do on Monday night looks like is something I'm affectionately calling The Last Ride. It is about a group of heroes that have saved the world countless times and are living in a retirement community for heroes. The big bad has risen once again, and the senior citizens must leave the home, follow with the help of their orderly, and fight against evil one last time. I'm affectionately calling it The Last Ride. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So check the recruitment channel for that coming up, and then giveaways all throughout the week with maybe some special surprises thrown in as a thank you. Indigo Gma, who's been very active in the chat, and it is Indigo's Gma. Indigo's Ma will be playing in that game, and she's calling it Geriatrics Revenge. So, which may be a better name altogether. So. Thank you for dropping some mint off Magnoth. Yes, Ark, and fingers crossed that you win one. We're gonna have to. So it does kind of look like a bottle cap, but they're way cooler than a bottle cap. So I think that's it for announcements. That's it for the upcoming week. Stay tuned to the Discord for upcoming stuff. Let's jump right into things. Once upon a time in Wonder. Holy crap! A lot happened near the end of that episode. The group was given a offer by a not so reputable source, which they have affectionately come to know as JJ. JJ is the great grandson of the Cheshire Cat. And he has made an offer to the group, saying that the Jabberwocky is collecting his group of followers, and the cultists are performing a ritual which will bring about the beast plane on and impose it over Wonderland. JJ, has been amassing different groups to go off and fight to save this plane of existence, and even though the group hates JJ with a fiery passion, all of them have agreed to deal with the devil for their own reasons. In return for saving the world, they're also going to get paid with items. So great items that JJ has promised to give to the group, including Belt of Storm Giant Strength, the Sands of Time, an Artificer's Quill that can change the letters in a magical item or spell, much to the creative uses of that. A specialty mandolin for Edgar that is very powerful because you're allowed to cast Hero's Feast once a day without the material components. So yes, some great stuff. The group has set off to do that. Near the end of the episode, the group has found themselves in a brand new tavern. This tavern has an entrance set in every graveyard all throughout Wonderland. And given a night's free rest to stay, the group decided to use one of the more peculiar aspects of the inn and travel and do some last-minute goodbyes before their assault on the city capital. Thoe, at the very end of last week's episode, I would encourage you to watch, enacted her plan, which has been going since episode 1, of taking out Puck. And setting the dominoes fully in place to take out her arch nemesis, as it were, and then that has just ended, and we are going to pick up almost immediately right where we left off, with the rest of you still back at the tavern, the Lonely Soul. And Thoe and Nyx have left, but I'm almost positive they pulled an Irish exit on you. They didn't let you know that they were leaving. It was just sort of like, are we doing this? We're doing this. And they kind of walked out. So, heroes. All of that being said, Thoe and Nyx, you guys have a little bit of time. While the events probably took a couple of hours before you head back. Heroes, what would you be doing during the interim? Plenty of drinks to be had at the Lonely Soul Tavern. There are, like I said before, you have a few odd-looking characters running around that you are welcome to interact with in any way that you see fit.
I'm gonna spend some time doing a little bit of my magical tinkering.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna create essentially a picture of the group.
Okay. Would you be staying in that same room that was gotten for you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the negotiation room. Yes.
JJ is in this space, so take of that what you will. So he.
Okay. You can observe.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay. So he's in this space with you all. What is it you're going to be working on?
So one of the fun things is that it can project a static visual effect. I can create an object that projects a static visual effect. So I'm using it to basically just create an image of the party.
Okay.
It's going to be small, no more than like a foot in any given
really
direction.
Sweet. This is like a snapshot of the party currently. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an Arcana check, just for fun, just to see how detailed you're able to get these the depictions.
Am I able to use any of my tools?
Yes, absolutely.
In this check?
I would say, yeah.
Cool. All right. So that's a 5 on the die, so 25.
God. High-level characters, I swear. Yes, absolutely. With a little bit of time, you take a few hours, I will say.
fine with that.
taking your time and getting details right. It's a little more artistry and less hit it with a hammer. So it takes you a while. After a time, you're sweating. But sure enough, you spend the better part of your time at the Lonely Soul working on this. Cool. Alo Nix, actually, Alo Edgar Mandrake, what are you doing?
Mandrake would have gotten up as soon as that conversation ended with JJ. He would have walked out and gone to find how exactly to get to the graveyard near his house.
Oh, you're asking JJ.
Well, no. I would ask the bar.
The four-armed tavern lady.
Four-armed tavern lady. Okay. Yeah, as you head out into the area, you're looking around, and sure enough, you would see the four-armed tavern lady. She, once again, smells very strongly of jasmine, and she's behind the bar talking with an individual who looks to have been freshly dead by a few days, but is just speaking amiably with her. But as you approach the bar, she kind of smooths her hair down and looks over at you. She goes, "Evening."
Evening. I'm to understand that I can reach any graveyard.
Yes,
correct?
absolutely, of course. Just through the door, you'll hold on to your intent, and you should end up in a crypt not too far away from your destination.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And he'll turn and walk
It's
out,
Angelica.
thinking. Thank you, Angelica.
It's just customary when you meet someone to ask their name.
We've had quite a lot of trouble with giving names out or asking for them.
So mine is given freely.
Thank you, Angelica.
You're very welcome.
That's a lovely scent you wear.
You think so?
Yes. Jasmine, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
Covers the smells.
It is quite
Yes.
good at that. It also calms those around you, I would assume.
At times. Most dead things can't smell.
That's fair. My name is Mandrake.
Mandrake. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Angelica.
She motions for you to come closer. You're already pretty close.
I will.
She motions you to come closer.
Yeah. I'll lean
Okay.
in.
She motions you even closer.
I'll lean in.
Okay. As you get uncomfortably close, she leans towards your ear and says, "I think you have a visitor. He's following you around quite a bit, but I just wanted to make you aware of it."
What does he look like?
He's the glowing green skeleton. You can't miss him.
Do you know anything about him?
She looks down across the bar and she says, "He's been here almost as long as I have."
So then you know quite a
I
bit?
do. But he's asked me to remain aloof. We regard privacy very highly here at the Lonely Soul.
Understood. Can I have a tea, please?
Sure. And she hurriedly begins to ignore orders, and you see some sort of looks of frustration as she busily makes you tea. Edgar, hello. What would you guys be doing?
Edgar is probably trying to figure out the last place he would figure that Fix went off to. Just to kind of
back to the brewery.
check in with
back
him.
to the farm.
Yep. Done. So just at least having a little conversation with him.
Yeah, you're gonna head back. Yeah, you find one of those nearby areas. Alo, Trovik is inside. Would you be close to where he is in that space?
Yeah.
Then Alo,
Yeah,
give me a perception check. Trovik, give me a perception check at disadvantage, please.
Oh yeah, I'm rather absorbed in my work. That's a shame. The really good one was a 17 on the die, so that's a 6.
6 for Trovik. A 2. A 2. Okay. You guys are great. You guys are super great. Everything's awesome and nothing could go wrong. I need to pull up Trovik's character sheet. Nix. Nix and Thoe. After the events that happened, at the end of last week's episode, I imagine the clearing would clear, as clearings oft do. And would you guys head back immediately?
I wouldn't. We've still got the mind link, so I'm only gonna talk.
Correct.
That way, but it seems I owe you an apology. A big apology.
To be fair, you had to think it was him. I mean, that was important, because...
Yeah, but I shouldn't have believed it that easily.
Well, thank you. Maybe I'm just that good at fooling people? I've never been super good at fooling
Very
people.
good. I don't know what happened since the time I was gone to when I got back, but you... Do you have any ideas for the final battle? Taking back the throne? Because I've got a few, but I don't really have anything cohesive, and it seems like you've had a pretty solid plan from the start here, so...
You know the place better than we do, and we don't know exactly what situation we're walking into. I mean, we're going to probably have to think on our feet. Luckily, we're a lot more powerful than we were then, and we have a lot of new tricks up our sleeve, so...
More the White Knight situation I'm having trouble with.
What exactly about it?
I don't know how to remedy this situation. If I become the White Knight again, I can free Clint, hopefully, but then I'm stuck in it, you know? And if not, then I don't see a way out.
Do you want to be the White Knight again? Not about power, not about whether or not you think you can win this. Do you want to be the White Knight again?
I want to be with Flynn. I don't care about the White Knight, but if that's the only way to save, Overland and save Flynn, I'll do it. But it's not what I want.
Okay, so we take things one at a time. We go to the palace, and we take care of that, and then we figure out how you can be with Flynn. If you don't want to be the White Knight, there's got to be another way. It's not just you.
Hopefully.
It's all of us. This one had to be just me because there were so many ways it could have gone wrong with just me, and so many ways in which if the wrong thing was said at the wrong time, even inadvertently, it all would have crumbled. But for this one, we got everybody. We're working together on this, and we know how much you care about Flynn. And we will all work really hard to make sure that if it can happen, it happens.
Thank you. Yeah.
The two of you begin your walk towards the graveyard. After a bit of time, you would enter in. Mandrake, let's cut to you. You're not sure, okay? However, you would feel a slight tugging at your shirt as you look down at one point, sitting at the bar drinking your tea, as the skeletal form tugs on your shirt a bit.
Hello.
Doesn't say anything, but instead hands you what looks to be a finger. It's severed. It looks like a pinky finger, but he hands it to you and just like happily like claps his hands and like is trying to hand it off to you.
I'll reach out and take it.
He bows and lifts his head off of his shoulders, almost as if he's tipping a hat, and puts the hat back on and just kind of does this little happy little jig as he wanders back into the crowd. A few minutes go by.
Yeah.
As you're like, what just happened? Another zombie will shamble forward and bring you another finger. This one looks to be an index finger. He'll bow his head in your direction.
Thank you.
He'll leave and head back off into the group.
I'm gonna wave Angelica over.
She comes forward to where you are and hands you a finger.
Exactly what's happening?
What do you mean?
Why am I gaining a collection of
I have no
fingers?
idea what you're talking about.
And I'll hold out the three in my hand.
Oh, would you look at that? Enough to make a sandwich. A finger sandwich. It was a joke. You usually have them with tea.
You gave me
Did
one
I?
of these.
I don't remember doing that.
I will place the no. I'll hold on to the fingers in my hand, not place them in my bag, and turn and walk towards
Okay.
the crowd.
As you head
Thinking intently of the
as you
graveyard.
think intently of the graveyard, as you go towards the crypt, right before you close the door, there is a commotion. As I will say, 20 fingers go flying through the air from various points in the bar, striking you in the face, the chest, all of them severed, all of them boom, 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 boom. One almost like pokes you. Uncanny.
You have evasion. It's an area of effect. They're all thrown.
You only take 10 finger damage. As all of the... nope, don't like that.
That's a point
that
per
tastes
pack.
like ash in my mouth. The fingers go flying through the air.
I gotta go.
I gotta go. It's worse than a dangle. The finger goes flying through the air, and it like... they all end up in the crypt with you as the door closes. And then reopens upon a small graveyard that you recognize to be not too far away from the town of Tanoth.
Okay. I don't head into town. I head directly to my house, just outside
Okay.
of
It is evening time. Are you doing this stealthily? Are you going in?
Somewhat stealthily.
Okay. As you give me a stealth check, as we're going to check in with the rest of the group. As Trovik, Olo, Thoe, and Nyx, you all reconvene together at the Lonely Soul.
Okay, I would have about finished my tinkering by the time they got back.
Absolutely. It is remarkable. The likeness is fantastic.
I'm actually quite pleased with this one. What do you make of it, Olo?
I could have been taller.
Really? This is what you're going after?
Oui? What would you like me to say?
A decent compliment would have been nice, and I put it away in my pouch.
You're very pretty.
Hello.
I pat him on the head. Hello. Where did you go off to, if you don't mind my asking?
Nix, go ahead.
You went off to
Well,
Nix.
Should I say it out
You're
loud,
welcome
or
to.
should I be more?
There's no secrets anymore.
I'm just gonna like point at JJ. And be like,
Oh, JJ's there? I
Yep.
didn't realize JJ
Yep.
was right there. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize. I thought he was
JJ's
okay.
like
Yeah.
chilling with a hookah, like the.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
He's in full caterpillar mode. I'm about it.
No, please. Tell us all. Share with the room.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to be having any more problems with Aaron.
So we killed Puck.
Who's it? She did what?
She killed Puck.
So this is the thing you owe. Well, that's quite impressive.
You understand why I couldn't tell you, right?
Words have power.
You
It
couldn't
makes
know.
sense. If you invoke the name of any kind of a being of that level of power, they can be summoned. Although names have a great deal of power.
He had to think that I was going after Enwin. But it's done.
Well,
No more distractions.
and a weight off your mind, I'm sure.
What's everybody
case-
looking at? What's everybody looking at?
I'm looking at
Bowie?
Bowie.
I'm probably looking at Olo and
Olo, what are you
Trovik.
looking at?
I'm probably still giving Trovik the really. This is literally my wheelhouse. It's a joke look.
All right, cool.
So,
Fear.
where is Mandrake? He's the only one missing, right?
Edgar.
Oh, Edgar's missing too. That's right. Okay.
So you're small, you're hard to miss. You're easy to miss, rather. Mandrake said he was going to take care of something, didn't specify where.
Ugh, taking off without telling everybody
You-
where he's going. How irresponsible.
Right?
Kidding.
I'm thinking about using this rather remarkable method of transportation myself a bit later in the evening. However, you've accomplished a great deal, though we saw. Perhaps you should get some rest and enjoy your victory.
I don't think I can sleep right now. But thank you. Nix, I'm glad you were there.
I'm glad I was there.
Edgar.
No offense, probably wouldn't have believed it. if I wasn't there.
That's part of why I was glad you were there.
Mood. Edgar, it takes you a fair bit of walking, but as soon, for a while, you start walking up to the family estate. It is a modest farmhouse. You know that all of your brothers have sort of spread out to form little satellites, and usually this time of season, a lot of them are making deliveries. And bringing the cask of ale at inns and taverns spread far throughout Wonderland. However, as you walk up to the family estate, you would see a familiar form running out of the front door. As Fix, accompanied by Dash, just comes tearing down the steps towards you. You have a special connection with your younger. He's younger, correct? He's the youngest, and are you the oldest?
Oldest.
There's
yeah.
always a special connection between youngest and oldest. I don't know what it is, but there's a weird bond there as you go tearing off, and he goes running towards you, and he just excitedly runs up to you, and he goes, Edgar, welcome home.
Yes.
Do you want to say?
Thank you.
Do you want to say hello to Dash? He's
Hi.
back to not talking again, but it's only for a period of time.
Well, no, don't you worry. In time, he'll get his voice back, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just give it a second.
It's fair. I do. I am happy to see you.
Is there you as well, Fix? Is there a place we can go and speak privately?
Yes.
So we can sit down and have
Yes.
a tea, perhaps.
And Fix just sits down right at the ground where you're talking to him.
Okay, now, Fix, I love your corks, really, I do. But we sit in a home.
Yes.
Preferably yours or mine, if it's nearby. It's still livable.
yours. Let's go inside to the front door, please. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah, and he'll walk towards Edgar's house because that's
He leads you inside. You're flooded with the emotions of returning home. Fix looks at you with a sad look, and he says, "Everyone's out for the night. It's just us two. But I can make us tea or ale if you like."
How about a nice strong tea there, Fix? I think that'd be suitable just now.
And he goes scurrying off, running as fast as he can. You see him. The house has become a little overgrown, as in Fix has just swung the doors and the windows open and let whatever sort of plant life and wildlife that needed to take any sort of respite from the cold and the whatever winds may come. So you see several woodland animals sort of look up as you walk into the kitchen. A large deer, for instance, kind of goes running off down one of the hallways, and it's not surprising. But you sit down at the table, and he brings you over a cup of tea. To what do we owe the pleasure?
Listen, mate, I'm not going to try to waste too much of your time here. First off, I like what you've done to the place. It really speaks to who you are. But I'll be going away for a while.
Oh?
For a long while, as it is. So I figured I'd come over here and at least say goodbye, because it might be a long time before I see you again, or if I ever see you, that for that matter.
Where are you going?
I'd rather not worry you with such things, buddy. You and I have always had a very fun and interesting connection. The other 14 never really gave much of a bluff for me, and you consequently did, and I think
you bring back dead things.
And you bring those dead things back to life sometimes, and other times not so much.
We're a good pair.
But, yeah, in that way.
How about my friends?
But, they're grand.
And they like
grand.
you as much as they like me?
I don't think so.
That's good.
No, I don't think so. I think you've left a very reasonable impression.
I shouldn't like that, but I do.
Well, take care of yourself.
Can I come with you?
And this is not a place I would wish for you or any one of my enemies to travel. You may not come.
Can I find you?
I don't wish for you to look for me either.
He looks down at his arms with tears in his eyes and says, "Would you like to take Dash?"
No. He has a lot more to teach you.
That's true. He does.
And you have a lot more to learn.
All right.
But take care of everyone here, but mostly take care of yourself. Don't worry about anybody else. Just take care of yourself. And he's just going to give him a hug.
I love you, Eggie.
And you too, Fix. And he's going to pat Dash on the head, just like that, like, okay, there you go, buddy. Just a little love.
He puts something in your pocket. You feel it, like he just drops a little something in your pocket.
Gotcha. I do have a small pixie dragon skeleton.
You do?
I'm gonna give that to Dash or Fix as a souvenir. Just
that's.
I got this, mate, and I just figured you probably could do more with it than I can. So
yeah, give me an insight check, Edgar.
All right, insight. Okay, that is going to be a 20.
You guys had a weird relationship because Fix was always about life. Like, Fix was always about life, and you would never admit this, but part of the reason you dove into necromancy work is because of Dash. like it was his best friend for so long. And so when you saw him heartbroken and his brothers would tell him to get over it, get over it, get over it, you thought like, I'm going to bend the universe so he doesn't have to get over it. So this combination of you bringing the dead and him playing with life, he looks at it and you can see the pain in his eyes because you've brought him a skeleton of a creature that looks really cool. But he looks up at you and he gives you the biggest smile and says, "I love it. Thank you."
You're welcome. And he's gonna start walking out back towards the graveyard, and like whatever Fix had put in his pocket, he's just gonna reach into his pocket and he's just gonna hold on to it like the entire walk back.
And you hear the last words you hear as you walk out of the house and been like, "We're going to cast reincarnate on you." As you realize your brother's about to waste like the better part of the evening, like bringing back this tiny pixie dragon as a butterfly or a squirrel or something, but like he's because to him life is precious. All life is precious. So Edgar, you start heading back towards your home or back to the inn. Mandrake, what was your stealth check, buddy?
Yeah. It was 19.
You are pretty sneaky on your way back. And I don't think... No, nobody touches that. Nobody's able to spot you in the walk up. Many of the gnomes are retired for the evening. You know that occasionally they'll use your house for people that are visiting and dignitaries. But for the most part, it's kept clean because they don't know when you're coming back. So there's nobody currently in your house at the moment.
That's fine. I wouldn't actually go into my house. I would beeline for the tree next to my house where my body is buried.
Yeah, the tree looks well kept.
And I would pull out a teacup, sit on my grave, pull out 2 teacups, sit on my grave, and tilt my head a little bit so that some of the tea comes out and fill the 2 cups.
Okay. Is this like pouring one out for your buddy, or this is like you're pouring the 2 in the teacups?
I pour 2 cups of tea. And then I'm going to place one in front of me on the ground, and I'm going to sit. I'm going to like do the stand on my head thing that I do. And just kind of look up at the stars. And I'm going to start reaching out to Cheshire.
Okay. How do you do that?
So I'm going to kind of dig my hand kind of down into the earth above Mandrake's body.
Okay.
Just trying to get closer to the physical form that was so close to Cheshire.
I would say you're able to make contact. You don't know what you're feeling, but like you're this is a very macabre episode, but I'm about it. Like, yeah.
And then I would just kind of tip my cup over and kind of let it spill out over the grave. And then I would say out loud, I could really use one of our talks right now.
Holy crap. I don't think I've ever rolled 100 on probability dice. Oh, yeah, that's a first for me. Okay. Yep. Okay. Respect the roll. I could really use one of our talks right now. As suddenly sitting across the space from you, sitting also cross-legged, is the form of Cheshire. In all his magnanimous, flashy goodness. He's dressed in a multitude of colors and picks up the teacup and pours a in one fluid motion, picks up the teacup and takes a flask from under his robe and begins to dump out the remainder of the tea and pour whatever is in the flask into the teacup. Well, you've been a very good boy this year, so I figured, why not reward you? Hello, dear.
Hello, Cheshire. I know that I am not as active with you as I used to be. I thought I would give you a heads up.
Oh God, I was wondering what the deep aching hole in my heart was. And that's probably it. Nope, not heartburn.
Or what your grandson is doing in your name.
Sorry, what my grandson is doing in my name?
Well, great-grandson. Jeremy.
What about him?
Are you aware that he is out acting in your name, taking children?
Let me see if I can get this right. I, the jilted lover, disposed of, abandoned, am called forth for a cup of tea as we have that talk about where the relationship went wrong. And the first words out of your robotic lips are, "Hey, your grandson's a bit of an asshat." Did you want to take another stab at this, or do you want me to, come back when you're ready? Not, "Cheshire, you look thin. Thank you, I've been trying keto." Oh, really, it's working quite well for you.
I've missed you.
As you should. I am somewhat aware of what my grandson does in my name. He channels my presence quite frequently. However, magic is passed through the bloodline, those little pesky surges of wild magic. I might have a hand in a few of them. Why?
Understood. I might have a deal for you.
Well, you're just full of those.
I know. And I know how much you love them.
What is your deal, Mandrake Madigan?
I'm going to say something that I have never said
All
before.
right. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Me too. I just did mine first. Now you go.
I may have made a mistake.
Ooh, I like this.
I stopped
You
following
did?
you. I stopped speaking your name out. I stopped bringing chaos to the world in all of its
Good.
forms.
Now tell me I'm pretty.
You are very pretty.
I'm waiting for the deal.
Chaos needs balance too. And I can come back from this, and I'll pull out the body regrowth potion.
He holds out a hand.
I'll hand it to him.
He unpops the top. Smells of tequila. And sandwiches.
Well, I did come across it in a strange place, but I think it'll work. This body signed a contract saying that it could not do any harm to JJ.
All right.
To Jeremy. I can't hurt him directly, but I could commit myself to you again after I'm done with this business with Nyx. Bring a little balance to what people think of you.
Why? You've given me reasons. Why do you want this? Mandrake Madigan, the man of 1,000 deals. Why Do you want this? This man...
Because...
Go on.
This world needs balance. Even in chaos.
Balance.
And our relationship was tumultuous, but it was mutually beneficial. And I'm not done here yet.
Well, you've just said everything a girl longs to hear. Mutually beneficial. The poets shall speak of this day for years to come.
You tell me your terms.
Come again?
You tell me your terms. Let me finish what work I have to do for Nyx. I owe him that.
And I write...
But I owe you more.
I write the terms.
You write the terms.
I'm trying to look back over this and see if this is just a win-win for me or a win-win-win for me. And honestly, everything's coming up Cheshire. So I'm going to say, absolutely, welcome back to the fold. We'll get you your information package. We have amazing health benefits. There are no health benefits. Need that to be understood. But yes, absolutely.
We made JJ's life miserable.
Balance.
I can't hurt him, but I can make him wish he had died.
I agree. So here are the terms for the deal. You go off, save the world as you heroes are wont to do, of which I am incredibly appreciative because I've grown to like this place. Also, anytime I look at that accursed castle and try to peep in on that usurper on the throne, my head hurts, and I have to take a tongue bath. It's a very big ordeal. However, here are the terms. Once that is done, you come back here, take that potion. You belong to me, Mandrake. And yes, I think balance would do us good. So let's throw a little chaos into the mix. You will have your body back in full. But as far as I'm concerned, you, from this point onward, as a sign of good faith, belong to me. If I say jump, you... No, You've already jumped. See, even that's too long from the time I said jump to the time you actually did it. You're mine now. And I love you, but he is also my grandson, so this is how I think things are going to work. I think as long as you two can see each other, I'm just going to make you both immortal. And let's do this. Let's wipe the slate clean. From here on in, this is more fun to me. No magic whatsoever. No skills whatsoever. All of your sneaky abilities, they're going to wipe those clean. As long as you two are in the same space, you are destined to live this dance, because I think you're right, Mandrake. I think the world needs balance. But you too, my dear. You loved me and tossed me aside, and then came back to me in hopes that I would destroy my bloodline. And yes, he is a dipshit, but he's my dipshit. So let's balance the scales appropriately. I think within you beats the heart of a chaotic trickster, god in training. But you need to let go. You need to let go of the form and function. You need to let go of the robotic side of things, this walking hunk of metal. You are human long before you decide to take a body. And if that is what you really want to do, then I would say you have a few days to prove it to me. A human is made by the choices they make, not by the appearance that they come in. If you want to be mine, then be mine. I will promise you a world rife with fun and entertainment and longevity in your body, and we will do great things together, Mandrake Madigan. But hear me now. I will not be tossed aside again. I would likely see you stricken off the map, then be scorned once more. You have my heart, dear boy. Please don't take my ire.
And none of this takes effect until I'm done helping Nix.
None of this takes effect. So if you want to leave this godforsaken place, I am aware of the offers that have been granted towards you. By all means, take it. But if you come back here and you sit at this spot and you pour whatever that potion is down the gullet, I will be here to greet you on the other side with open arms and magic aplenty.
Let's make a little chaos.
Let's. Could I have the fingers, please?
Yes, what was this? And I'll hand them to him.
How did it make you feel?
Confused?
Disconcerted? Wanting to explore more? Investigate?
I had a task at hand.
Chaos. It's like riding a bike. But the bike's on fire, and you're also on fire. Be well, my son. Chaos be with you, and also with you. And he will walk off into the night. Let's cut back to Nyx, Alo, Trovic, and Thoe back at the bar.
Well, think we should be turning in for the evening. We have a busy day ahead of us.
I think I'm going to go see some people.
As you wish. I'm gonna wait until he's gone, and then head out myself.
Alo's gonna leave, and then be like, this is so funny, because it's like, well, goodbye. You know, and you both just...
Yeah, it was like, hey, I'm gonna go. You know who I'm gonna go see. Have fun. Oh.
All right.
Okay. Cool. All right, this is fine. I'm just gonna slowly leave. It's slowly... No. All right, bye.
The reason being, I know that you would want to go with me, and you have your own people to talk to.
It's fine. It's fine. My brother owns me.
Alo and Trovic are gonna...
See, now what should I do with that infusion I gave you? I should probably make something for myself then, if I hate you so much.
I should leave. We should all leave. I know I can't leave. I'm the DM. Damn it. I'll say this. Mandrake, after a fair bit of time, we're going to get a little wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey. But Mandrake, if you head straight back, feeling much lighter on your feet than you normally do, a smile creeping at the edges of your vision, one that has not been there for quite some time, you would all reconvene together to find rooms for the night. As promised before, there is a suite of rooms. There's 3 of them. Each one of them, like promised to you all, and plenty of food and drink and things of that sort here in the tavern. I think all of you would get together for that brief moment in the episode where everybody just sort of smiles and goes, hi, and then boom, disappears once more again. Hi, thanks for the follow. Diplomatic, oh, what's up? And then Gymnastica's Cause. Oh, what's up? Hey guys, welcome. Thank you for the joining. We appreciate that. So, Alo, where are you headed?
I'm gonna go to Fairley to see Mom, Dad,
How
Mom.
are you going through the graveyard? Yep, that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
You're going through the graveyard, and Trovic, where are you headed?
I'm going to see my mother, Cirrus. I'm going to the Fosh graveyard.
Okay. So as you all meet up for the evening, how about this? Who has had a long day and is retiring? And then who is staying up and having drinks? And like just sitting in the bar and just sort of de-stressing from the day. It's somewhat late at night, I'd say, at this point. So who's going straight to bed? Like I've hit my mark. Okay.
I'm actually gonna step out where I can cast magic again. Just go somewhere and cast a few sendings.
Okay. Well, that's a mystery mouse spell. We'll use that later. You're going to cast a few spendings.
Yeah, I'll message you.
Mandrake, you're coming back to the bar, right?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would just go back to the bar.
Okay. You would see Edgar and Thoe and Nyx on his way out. As everybody is just sort of like sitting at a table. Trovik and Allo, it would be easy enough to break away. At a certain point, as it gets later on into the evening, and just kind of both of you say goodnight, and both of you go your separate ways. Let's do this. Allo, you go to Fairley, and the graveyard is actually somewhat close. It's fairly close to the castle. You would walk into the castle and not see Bob or your parents anywhere.
Okay, I'm gonna grab somebody.
Sure, you'd see Callie not too far away.
Where are they?
She sighs and points down.
Hot tub episode.
Thank you. I'm gonna head down there. Yeah.
You would spot an odd sight. After making the trek downstairs, you would see both your mother and father chilling in the hot tub with Bob. As Bob it seems to be regaling them with stories of a somewhat intense nature, and it looks like he's getting to the end of the joke. And as you come into this space, and he goes, yeah, and then I looked at him and I said, that's not a horse, that's my aunt. And then everybody just breaks out into a round of laughter, and people are smiling, and with that, Bob looks up and sees you, and immediately looks like he's going to run over and embrace you, but sees your parents and instead holds for a second as the two of them both run over. Your father forgetting that he's naked, but your mother thinking to grab a towel and go over from the hot springs and go over and say hello. But your father soon realizes and then grabs a towel and wraps it around him and goes running off towards where you are. And they wrap you in hugs. Hello.
Hello. This is.
Oh, apparently this is the custom in Fairley.
This is him looking at Bob going,
I mean, you'd be surprised how many customs come through here. But I thought a nice hot tub, just enjoy the springs, sort of.
Just
sure, yes.
I'll get back to you.
Your parents see you and hug on you and say, perhaps we could meet upstairs for dinner. All of us together.
Sure.
And they go up, and you can see your mother dragging your father by the ear, upstairs to get dressed, as they see there's a want to talk. As Bob comes over to you, arms crossed.
My parents.
I'm sorry. You introduced them to me by throwing them into my bed. So turn.
My defense, you did not say that it would take me to your bed.
I thought it was implied. Any magics I have would be somewhat associated with my bed. That's where the magic happens. Right.
I should have known.
It's always a component. And while you're laughing and talking, he he bends down and kisses you. And you can feel him smiling through the kiss as he looks at you and he says, "Welcome. Is this business or pleasure? Little of both."
Little of both, I think. You want to see something fun?
I mean, I've seen it a few times.
Oh, you haven't seen this. I'm gonna spread the wings.
God! Oh God! All right. Are they permanent? I have this book of fun things that, and it's just this is opening up a bunch of possibilities that aren't even in the book. But this is lovely. I support you 100%. Why?
Great. I wanted to fly.
Dear, there's magic. We can do magic, and poof, you can fly now. This is a thing. You know what? No, I love it. I love everything about it. It's brilliant. It's remarkable, and your choices are good.
I don't know. I would go that far, but they are
Please
choices.
come upstairs with me. Let's spend time with your parents. Something I never thought I'd say to another living being. Look at that. We're all growing.
Indeed we are.
He.
And I will.
He's gonna put an arm in the doorway. Is this a thing?
Is what a thing?
This. The parents, the comfortableness between you and I, is this a thing?
I mean, yes.
I've never.
Was that
no,
not
I've
clear?
just I've never had it. So if I screw it up, as I'm more likely to screw it up than foster it and let it bloom. Just know that I'm happy with you before I screw it up.
I am relatively certain that between Callie and my mother, you don't have the option to screw it up.
I'm also obscenely rich and powerful. That's gotta help in some ways.
Probably.
All right. Very well. To the bedchambers. To dinner, and then the bedchambers. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Sorry.
There's a step in there.
Dinner first, then bedchambers. All right.
Okay.
And he will lead you upstairs, where you have a dinner with him and his parents. We're gonna cut back over to Trovik. As Trovik, you. Man, I'm running the emotional gauntlet myself tonight. As Trovik, you appear at the grave of your mother. The tomb opens out almost right to it. And you see that above all of the gravestones here at the cemetery, this one is the most well kept. You know that here in Foch, where a lot of these things have a special accoutrement and things attached to them, this particular one is simplistic by your mother's request, and does not have any of the fancy bells and whistles. But because of that, it seems to be the most well taken care of. There are fresh flowers laid out, which you can assume are laid here by your father.
Yeah. Didn't quite go to plan. Thought I'd go out, find something magnificent, come back, and resume research. Went a bit pear-shaped, not going to lie. But I've made friends, Mother. More than my new brother, I've made friends. And I pull out the picture, and I place it on her grave.
Oh.
They're good people. A bit madcap, I admit, but good people. You've kept me safe. Through more than you'll ever know. I may not be able to come back home, but I'll use what you taught me. and I will make this world a true wonder.
When your mother sent you off, she gave you something, correct?
She did.
She gave you your hammer.
My warhammer. My
with
warhammer,
specific instructions to do what?
Forge a brighter future. When I left, I thought it was just for Fosh.
It's hard growing up and establishing what you think you're supposed to do and what you wind up doing. Your mother wanted you to forge a brighter future, and you, for the longest time, were convinced that this is how you were supposed to do it. Here within this tight society and bringing intellectual and arcane secrets to light, uncovering the darkness with your own intellect. However, as you sit here and you lay the picture across, you realize that your mother's intent for you was far more greater than that. She wished for you to find community, and in the search away from Fosh, you have found it. She wished for safety to be brought to you, and in your brother, you have found that safety. The will to live is greater than any machine. The spontaneity in life cannot be artificed. And as you realize that, your warhammer will awaken, fulfilling the prophecy given to you by your mother, causing you to crit on an 18, 19, or 20 upon swinging it, and to do an additional D8 of psychic damage with every swing.
Okay.
It is a +1, correct?
It's +2 from my
It is
infusion.
now a +3 in its awakened form. She's not here in this space with you. She's not anywhere near, but in your mind, you can hear her speak to you. A comforting voice that warms your heart and reaches out to you. And it is the completion of your father being the smarts and your mother putting the pieces together of your family so many times. Just as she put the pieces of this warhammer, her teaching you that there is no shame in a man that works with his hands, and how there is a simple joy to be found in that. And when you hear her voice, it is not any profound words. That was not her style. You just hear a simple laugh. A laugh that was filled with life and love, of a life well spent. And you realize that in these final moments as your warhammer is awakened, that you were the greatest thing she ever forged.
Let me see.
So we can also change this. If you can give me a couple of days, I will change it to her hammer, Cirrus's hammer.
Okay. That's fine. I have no issue with that. Let me see.
Let's do this. To give you a second, Nyx, you hop up at a certain point as I'm thinking a light bulb has gone off in your head, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Nyx, give me a straight up intelligence check. As Nyx, for the first time in a long time, is Mandrake, you're sitting at the table. Edgar, you're sitting at the table. Thoe is sitting at the table with Nyx, and Nyx's eyes go like huge. Straight up intelligence.
Gonna be
Thank you for the host
18.
there, Laser. Makes me feel like I'm in an 80s action movie. God, I love you. Like Air Lasers hosting you. This is great. 18. So Nyx pulls out a piece of paper. And you've seen Trovik go into one of these fugue states before, as Nyx pulls out a piece of paper and starts writing down names on a piece of paper. And then drawing out like where this person is and where this individual is. Nyx, you can do this. It's going to take you all night long. You will be completely exhausted.
Fine.
However, if you want to share the love, if you want to pass some of these names off to other individuals, you can do that as well. It is going to be each one of those people making a charisma check if you let them in on it.
Okay. When you say exhausted, do you mean I take a point of exhaustion, or
you will take a point of exhaustion?
All right.
I will be very generous and say if you get Thoe in on it, if you get Edgar in on it, if you get Mandrake in on it, and after a time, if you waited long enough, if you waited till like a couple of hours and got Trovik and Alo in on it as well, I would incorporate them into this plan as well.
Edgar and Thoe are good.
I think I would.
Edgar and...
If it's going to take that long, I will show them the piece of paper and kind of point out what I'm thinking and see what they think.
What do you point out to them next?
I'll point out all the names of the people we've fought alongside and that have helped us in our journey. And say, if we're going up against what we're going up, we're going to need all the help we can get.
Nyx has gone full Nick Fury. On Nyx's sheet of paper is wine in hand, bow, dull, faith, the Indigos, Chris and Duncan, Felrin, Tigress, Zero, all of the companions and groups that you have met along the way in this 50 to 60 odd episodes. And Nyx realizes that you are in a place to access all of them.
Oh my God.
And ask for help by spending a night going and being like, this is what we're doing. We're calling in every last shit, every last favor, and spending the night hopping from place to place to place to place.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Perfect.
Give us a list of the names, boy, and we'll be on our way.
Edgar, you know, unfortunately, none of these people. so unfortunately. However, if you would like to reach out to the college, I would let that as well. As well.
Yes.
Let's.
I'm in.
You're in, Mandrake? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this then. As you guys start formulating a plan and start going out, each of you, I'm going to give a second to make, tell me the ally that you can pick, okay, that you think that you can pull from the list of names that Nyx has written out. You've got a plethora, okay? And Trovik and Alo, I would say that you are let in on this as well. They did. Chubby Kobold, you're the best. Thank you so much. You can let them in on this as well. Like we're if there's a group of individuals, maybe some of a wayward lab partner, a whole freaking kingdom armed with soldiers. I'm sure that you have. Chubby Kobold, you're the best. Look at you. But I'm sure that there's opportunities here. We love the Kobold army so much. We're so grateful for you guys. So you can recruit a Kobold army. Just like maybe there's a chubby kobold who in this tavern who has an army at their beck and call that they can utilize. So yes, yes, kobold army. So that being said, I'm going to give a second to go back to Alo, and you have a nice dinner with your parents and with Bob. Do you communicate anything else to them that evening about what you're planning to do? Is the most important part. Like if you're Is it a bye-bye, have fun, storm in the castle? Like...
Yeah, I'm not gonna invite any of them with me just yet.
Okay.
But Nix knows Mom. Nix knows Bob. So like, if something like, I will send them a message when it's time.
Yeah. That night, would you head back to the inn?
I would, after I had like a minute to like try and catch Dad by himself and be like, hey, look. Like pull the cloak aside.
Oh my God! How do they feel? Your mother's gonna kill me. How do they feel?
Yep. Artificer first, baby.
Yeah.
How was the pain? I thought the pain would be too much. Did you pass out?
It was, yeah, pretty much. No.
Oh my God!
Me?
I'm really sorry, but they look so good. Take notes for me.
Great work. Trovik.
Thank you. Trovik is a good boy. These looks. I am very proud of myself, and you, of course, because you're doing great things. But I'm so proud of me. These look so good. And I love you. As you're going to head out, you would see Bob coming forward with a very large, ornate box. He goes, "You're off to fight, aren't you?"
I am.
I'm going to give you the best present that I can think to give to you as you're about to enter into the fray. This has been many years in the making, and it's honestly your best chance of getting out of this alive. So here, he hands you the box.
I roll skeptically.
There's nothing inside.
It's a wonderful box.
It's me. I'm the present. I'm the best thing. Do you understand? Like, I'm the best thing I could possibly give to you.
That's true.
My people are under strict obligation to protect your parents at all cost. Should something happen to me, I believe your father has the makings within him to be a great ruler, and he will be surprised therein.
It's true. He's a very good head on his shoulder.
Fairly good head on his shoulder.
It's true. And my mother.
So, let's go. Offward and onward to certain demise, probably.
Oh, you're coming.
Yes, I'm the present. I'm what was in the box. I just can't fit in the box.
Okay.
Oh, unless I can. Would you like me to gather some assistance and?
Nope, you're coming. Nope, you've already said. I'm just gonna grab by the shirt and
He's
start
like,
walking.
Now that you're so adamant about this, I'm giving it second thought. And you guys just go walking off towards the graveyard. Trovik.
Yeah. The clasp will keep me from being observed through magic, but I'm going to send Humphrey with a letter with 2 letters, one for Valashtan and one for my father.
Okay.
Explaining the situation, and very likely what we're going to face.
Here's how we're going to do this, kids. You've got some clutch rolls ahead of you, okay?
Cool.
If you can figure out a way to justify this, okay, I reward good RP and good remembering. So each of you is going to be able to call forth on an ally to assist you. Alo has Bob. But Alo, you can still reach out to another individual if you would like. I'm going to have you make certain checks here based on who you're reaching out to and if you can justify it in your head. So Trovik, because you're reaching out to them, how are you appealing to these individuals? What is the argument made of like, hey, I know I left, here's what I'm doing, help me?
I'm going to tell Valashtan about the artifact that I will be paid with. I'm going to tell him about the Artificer's autocorrect, and after I've used it a couple times, I will let him study the quill. As for my father, I'm appealing to his sense of familial obligation and asking him for essentially as many potions as he thinks he can spare for me.
Give me an intelligence check then. You are using the right phrasing to I'm going to play to your strengths here because these rolls are so clutch. Okay?
That's a 19 on the
So
die.
a billion is what you've rolled. Okay, Krovik, you start listing out, knowing the words that will spark imagination for fellow artificers, and you send Humphrey out with this information to the far reaches, to those individuals that you have appealed to for help, saying we will be here at this particular date. After we're done, timing it so that after you finish whatever you need to finish, and you're getting the magical items, these responses we're here at this tavern. Please, if you can assist. Edgar, are you reaching out to the college?
Yeah, I'm going to reach out to Rio specifically.
Okay, give me a persuasion check, buddy. As you are reaching out to Rio, this is somebody you've grown with and has been at your back the entire time.
That is going to be a 19.
19.
Actually, that's +5 because I got that giant Flavor medallion.
Normally, they need to see it in order for that Flavor medallion to work. But I will say, instead of signing your name, T2KB, what's up, dude? Instead of signing it, you draw a small picture of yourself wearing the necklace at the bottom in lieu of a signature. You do that. You use that glitter pen. You get them sparkles. So you make it go. Nyx, who are you appealing towards?
Queen Faith.
Ooh.
Okay.
Damn big guns. No.
How?
We help save your kingdom, you owe us.
I mean, I know what to say.
What would you say?
It's whether I can get there.
What would you say?
I tell her that we're going to take back the kingdom, and this war that's gone on between our two nations can finally be put to rest, and we can have a new era of prosperity.
Okay. Give me a history roll as you are trying to make it so that history is changed and you're bringing back a time of peace.
Please let this be good. Okay, that's 12 plus 10, 22.
22 on the die. All right. You're unsure of whether she has been moved, but you think the kingdom, the Red Keep, is at your side. So, Mandrake, who are you talking to? This was your idea, buddy.
Yeah. So I want to ask a question.
All right, hang on. Let me say this. For everybody that's just tuned into the stream, we are nearing endgame for this particular campaign. We have about 4 episodes left?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4 episodes left. Until we are fighting the big bad. So this group is trying to rally allies here. So we are getting down to the end of Wonderland. So as a TLDR, hey, it's your good buddy Scribe. That was your TLDR. So yes, Mandrake. What was your question?
Okay. I still have the recipe for the maroon cow. What is the brew time on that?
With Bartholomew helping?
Well, you never disclosed that to me. You just said I had the recipe.
Okay. Now the mic's back on. The recipe for this. Give me a D20.
I don't remember anything. It's an @1.
Okay. It's hard to remember things. Really? Indigo Chameleon. I thought I hid that so well. I had to mute the microphone and everything.
We were all like,
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Dimitri's.
You're going where? You're going to Dimitri's?
Yeah. I would like to go see Dimitri, please.
All right. The what?
I think DM.exe has stopped functioning. Please remove it.
Okay, Philly.
404
Philly,
not found.
I gotta rewrite some stuff real quick. Philly, where are you going? As Mandrake is going.
I am going all the way back to episode 29 of season 1. I just looked it up. I'm going back 44 episodes.
Yes, Carl.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Brianna and Ariza, the Order of the Broken Moon, and the Druids.
I am very aware of Brianna. Yes, okay. You head back to the forest outside of the Red Keep. You and Nyx and Mandrake could have shared a cab. As you all went to the same sort of graveyard and reach out to the Order. And what is your appeal towards the Order?
I've always been the one who has been there for the forests, and to have an entire kingdom that is aligned with the needs of the forest.
Hang on. I will give you a +5 to this roll.
Okay.
If you say these words. Okay? Just because I want to hear it. Do you know what I'm writing?
Yes! I am Zoe!
Please tell me
I
it's the
speak
thing.
for the trees!
Please tell me it's what I think it is.
You don't have to finish writing it.
Say it one more time.
I am Zoe. I speak for the trees.
Yes! Love this. Love this.
She went full Lorax. You never go full Lorax.
Unless it's an emergency. Then you
I
always
know
go
I'm an
full Lorax.
ex-druid, and I kind of dropped all that. It wasn't my fault.
Didn't we break up? Said the Earth. All right. Give me a.
I gotta go.
Give me a persuasion check. Since you were,
But I'm way better at persuading people now, so.
plus, you're getting a +5 to it because you are Though you speak for the trees. It's be a +15 to the roll.
Okay, so 9, 19, 24.
24. You think the trees are with you, the Order of Druids.
Yes.
Oh my god, time to dust out poor Dimitri. Yeah, Mandrake, you head to the mouth, the central marketplace for the Red Keep. And you walk up. Dimitri has returned to a much more simpler time. Where are you headed to speak to Dimitri?
You stole my pen.
I would walk straight into the store and straight to him.
You see a person that kind of like greets you, and they're like, "Hey, can I help you?"
I'm here to see Dimitri.
I'm.
Tell him
No, he's not here.
Can you tell me where he is?
Duke Dimitri is at the castle.
Could you send a sending?
You would like me to fetch Duke Dimitri?
Or send me there?
It's the.
I have very important business. He will not want to miss this.
Of course, sir. Hang on, just one sec. She turns around and there's like somebody behind her, and she just keeps walking. She's like, "He wants to talk to the manager? I don't know." And she just walks away. You sit in a chair. There's a fair bit of time, and then out of the back, she walks back up to the counter as a man resplendent in the finery befitting a man of his station, as Duke Dimitri. Walks out from the back room. You know, I don't do this anymore. The customer thing. I mean, this is my store, of course, but do you need something?
Yes, I had something that I thought you might be very interested in.
I am a duke. I have power, station.
Yes.
What to make?
It's hard to be a duke if everything is gone.
Please step into my office. and he will lead you back into a room where it is a very simplistic setup. You see several tchotchkes kind of set up alongside the wall, some brand new ones that have been added into the order. And one of them, being the most harrowing, is a small statue of Day in lifelike pose sitting on the front of his desk.
That's new?
It is. Don't steal it.
We've come to an agreement.
Yes.
I
You
don't
know,
do that
someone once
anymore.
told me that before, too. So, the world... The,
there have been a few
the
changes.
world is ending.
Yes.
And you mean to save it.
I'm here to help. You have locations everywhere.
We are constantly expanding.
Yes. Even on other planes.
You know it's hard to keep track.
I've recently accepted a deal.
Have you? It must be a
Yes.
day.
I feel that could bring you a great deal of money if this works.
A great deal. Happy to entertain. A great deal of money to me. I can imagine a great deal of money. What is the money you bring?
Exclusive rights to the likeness of the new demigod of chaos.
I like the word exclusive. I hate the word chaos. You're becoming a demigod?
If this works. And we all survive.
What is it you wish from me?
You have a delivery service, no?
I do.
Could you send a few messages for me?
Perhaps. Who am I reaching?
I'd like you to reach Doug.
Okay. Who else?
The armies of Dinah.
All right.
Lawrence Olivier.
Fine.
Texas.
All right.
Crap, I had a list. Texas. And wine in hand.
You understand what you are asking of me, correct?
I do.
I'm
asking you to save the kingdom.
All right, pal. What kind of check is this? Help me help you. 'Cause right now, I'm thinking more persuasion. You're talking to a business guy, but...
And what exactly is Princess Faith going to think if you had this opportunity to help and you didn't take it?
Oh, now we switch to
intimidation.
intimidation.
Tell you what. I will do this for you. I get exclusive rights to your likeness to sell things any way I so choose. And I can think of many a way to use your likeness to sell things. I will send the messages and make sure they are delivered. However, if this goes wrong, if you fail, the hat belongs to me.
Done. I've been leaning in a little closer to someone else recently.
Perfect. This is all I could ask for. You have made me a very happy businessman. And he...
One more.
Yes?
Bix will be in the village of Tanoth.
Why not? Okay. Give me an intimidation check.
That would be a 30.
All right. The ask have been made. You have all reached out, and as you come back to the inn, none of you will suffer a point of exhaustion. However, all of you have lived a long night. You wouldn't have to. This, you would have to.
To go somewhere?
No.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Okay.
You could just call.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask
But
her.
this one, no.
No. Okay. Cool.
Okay. All right. Before you all rest, are you calling her now?
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to be now. It can be tomorrow. I don't
That's
mind.
fine.
But I don't think she would go anywhere without just being like, hey, here's a heads up on what's going on. You want to help.
Okay. Trovik, one
Yes.
more investigation check as you are settling down for the night.
Okay. That's adjusted 20.
Your notebook's gone.
My what?
Your notebook is gone.
Okay, for a second there, I thought you said my notebook was gone.
Your notebook is not on you. It's not on your person. The last time you remember writing in it was in the room with JJ and Alo.
Okay, you better say psych right now.
It's not there.
All right.
Okay. As you all settle down for a rest, loathe, loathe entirely. Trovik, would you go back downstairs?
I would head, before crashing for the evening, yeah, I'm going to head downstairs and see if JJ's
Yeah,
still
JJ's in
around.
the room reading your notebook.
Oh, good. You found it.
You must have dropped it on the floor, silly goose.
I'm very glad that a trustworthy individual such as yourself managed to
There's
locate
some
it.
very, very interesting ideas in this notebook, Trovik. Oh,
Aren't there?
there are. You should be much more careful if such a thing were to fall into the wrong hands. Someone might be able to use a lot of these ideas for nefarious purposes.
Well, let's hope the honorable sort. And I'm going to put my hand on the notebook.
Oh, yes, of course. And he hands the notebook over to you.
I'm going to open it up to my big project.
Okay.
Is that page
Yes,
still
absolutely.
there? Okay. Is there anything I could help you with in here,
No.
JJ?
Just your presence is present enough. Sleep well, Trovik. May more ideas come to you in a fit of inspiration.
Stay crafty.
Always.
And I'm going to put it in my bag of
Trovik,
holding.
before you go, do you happen to have any charcoal?
I have a piece. I tend to use it for sketching.
I tend to use mine for doing rubbings, and I seem to have used all of mine. If you come across any more, would you lend me one that you find?
Certainly. And I'm going to reach into Doc's bag and pull out a piece of charcoal.
It's perfect. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else?
Oh, I was going to ask you the same
No,
thing, actually.
no. I'm fine. Lots of late night reading.
Well, don't stay up too late. Not healthy for you. A well-rested mind is a sharp one, and you'll need it for the battle to come.
It's true.
and I'm going to turn and I'm going to head out. Stop at the door frame, look over my shoulder. For what it's worth, I'm glad we're on the same side, albeit temporarily.
For what it's worth, you should be.
Good night.
Good night.
Head up to my room.
There's a sock on the door.
I'm gonna take out my smithing hammer and go.
Do you just hit the doorknob or you hit the ground?
Oh no, I do shave and a haircut and then slam the door with the hammer on the bits.
Sure, you'd interrupt whatever was going on behind the door. You would hear, if only the metal angel could save me, his wings will... and then you, like, as you bang upon the ground, the other, Otto, would you go towards the door? Would you have Bob go?
I would throw a blanket over
Yes.
Bob, grab something to cover myself, and open the door.
Do I need to find a different room to sleep in?
No! Not at all!
Just looks over my
Hello,
shoulder.
Your Grace.
We're not going to be doing very much sleeping, so...
And on that note, I'm going to see if I can bunk with Mandrake.
Okay. Good night.
And you.
The bed is attacking me. It's a mimic. Only the metal angel could save me. The door closes. There are many complaints sent to that tonight of the ruckus coming from the room, but surprisingly, Olo and Paul, both of you receive. You heard the metal angel. Get in there.
Thank you for that, dear. Love you, buddy.
Don't know who you are, but I love you already. Thank you so much. So yes, you guys receive a rest unless anybody else would speak to anyone that evening.
Tonight or tomorrow, whenever's best. That's fine.
You wake up. You guys all wake up the next morning having had a very long but productive night, knowing that your next step is to head out for parts unseen to stop a ritual. And for a moment, there is a calm in this. There aren't questions of like heading towards the castle. Like you've been tasked with a job with an end in sight. Granted, the job is harrowing, but you all take a moment as you sit together for the first time, and probably in silence, but probably with shared thoughts as Bob looks around the table and just wraps everyone in large hugs, and speaks with everyone, and there's a moment where you all sitting at the table look at one another and share a bit of eye contact.
So we're doing this. For good and bad or otherwise, we're doing it all together.
Preferably for good.
Well, we've come this far for it to be bad, wouldn't you agree?
We know we have help, but we don't really know what the plan is. We're going to need to be able to get in and figure it out and communicate it to everybody who's going to help us.
I can work with Trovik getting a map of the castle.
Good. As much detail as you can. I'll be able to sketch it out and render it in 3 dimensions.
Perfect.
Just as soon as I finish this last task, which I've sent to you, Scribe.
Is this the big project?
No. This was inspiration from last night.
Okay. We'll allow it.
Thank you. I'm going. It's just going to be a small disc with 3 slits cut into it and a small button. I'm going to slide it to Olo. This is for you.
What is that?
Like suspiciously, thank you.
You're welcome.
What is this?
Oh, for use when you get afraid. You can push it now if you'd like, but it's for should you ever find yourself frightened.
We are still in the no magic area, so.
It's a non-magical effect.
Okay.
It's technically within the limits.
What does it do?
I have no idea.
Do you press?
But I'm
do you?
suspicious.
Oh, so you can press it if you'd
Let
like.
me press it. Or you can
Oh,
press
I
it.
was just
I don't
gonna,
know.
like-
Somebody's going to have to press this thing.
He's gonna lay it flat in his hand and like just kind of extend it
Push.
to press.
Trovik, what does it do?
If only my metal angel could save me.
A vocal recording plays forth from the speaker, and Bob looks over at it, and then like looks back over at you, Olo, and says, "I mean, it's pretty good."
Olo, who is bright red, just sits there, puts it back in his pocket, and puts his face into his plate.
Pat him on the head.
I feel as if all of you finish your breakfast, and all of you are piling towards your next big adventure, to head over and stop the cultists from bringing forth this plane onto Wonderland. All of you pile into the crypt, and as you look past you to the tavern beyond, there is a small wave from the barkeep, and as the door closes, you would hear one final time as Bob leans forward and presses the button. If only the metal angel could save me! As the door closes, and that is where we are going to end tonight's episode.
That was the greatest thing I have ever made as Trophic so far.
Amazing magic items, amazing play. I want to take a second to wish Nyx a very, very happy birthday. Happy birthday, buddy.
You didn't have to make birthday death saves.
That being said, go ahead and give me a con save, Nyx. I'm kidding. No, we're gonna stop. Yes, I want to let everybody know, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We do have a new feature. If you're looking at the chat, you can create an NPC for 100 bits. You can see that a little ways below if you're watching this.
Down in the panels below.
Little ways down on the panel, you can see the NPC maker. So throw some NPCs at me. We'd love that. Thank you, Captain Slaymore. We love you, pal. Thank you. And for all of the new followers tonight, welcome aboard, gang. We love you so much. All of our little Cobalt Army friends. We've got a lot of new things coming to the channel, including an exclusive VIP lounge for all of you subscribers, a place for you to hang out and stuff like that. Where I'm going to be coming to you for campaign help and a place for us to kind of hang out in the Discord. Don't forget that next week we've got the coins giveaway and stuff like that. So. Happiest of birthdays, Castle Master, and great job tonight, Ken. You had me on my toes. We ran the emotional gamut. Indigo Connect, and hey, do you wonder? We're gonna go raid.
Yeah, we sure are.
Channel really
I know who we're raiding. I just didn't actually write it. We're gonna head over to one of the members of the Storytellers Union. Dice Tyrants is on, so let's go say hi.
Captain Slaymore, you get your own corner table. It's perpetually yours, buddy. So please, that belongs to you. So we love you guys so much. We're gonna go raid Dice Tyrants real quick. They're having a great stream tonight. So see you soon.